After being kept out of the octagon for more than a year, the heavyweight champion has finally reached his breaking point. He's had enough. Enough of the waiting, the politics, and watching others take the spotlight while he's been stuck on the sidelines. Now, all that pent-up frustration is ready to explode against Ciryl Gane. Aspinall isn't stepping back into the cage just to win. He's coming to make a statement. He's promised to tear through Gane from the opening moment of the fight.
Tom Aspinall, you said you don't really care about the belts, you really want to prove you're the best. Is there any other fighter in the heavyweight division that you feel you need to beat to prove that you are the best, other than Ciryl Gane?
Yeah, there's lots of guys, man, but I'm the kind of guy who doesn't look past my opponent. I'm very, very serious about this fight. I've been training for the last year without a break. I've had absolutely no breaks. I'm much better now than I was in my last fight, and I want to show that. But as far as other heavyweights and stuff, right now that doesn't really interest me. Jon Jones is retired, so I don't really have much to say on that, to be honest. So I'm fighting this guy, and this guy's really good, so I'll be as ready as I can be.
Finally, we're back after over a year hiatus. Ciryl finally signed on the dotted line. This is the 4th time we've been matched up together. And now we are matched up for the 25th of October, Abu Dhabi. Me and Ciryl. The 4th attempt is here, and this is Cyryl's 3rd title shot. We are going to try and get rid of Ciryl Gane from the title picture for good.
Imagine if Ciryl Gane beats Tom Aspinall. So it was announced that Tom's first title defense as the undisputed champion will be against former interim champ Ciryl Gane. And although me and many others are siding with Tom, we also can't forget that this is the heavyweight division and one shot to change it all. So imagine after everything that happened at heavyweight, Ciryl Gane captures the undisputed belt. But more importantly, how would that affect Jon Jones' legacy? Because you know that if Ciryl beats Tom, Jon will use MMA math to show everyone why he never had to fight Tom since he defeated Ciryl so easily. Even if Tom wins but has a tough time in doing it, Jon will still be at it. Personally, I don't think this changes the fact that Jon was ducking Tom as he saw him as a dangerous matchup.
The wait is finally over, and he's stepping into the octagon with a new kind of aggression, precision, and intensity that the heavyweight division hasn't seen before. Behind the scenes, he's been putting in relentless work, studying his opponents, polishing his wrestling, tightening his boxing, and preparing for complete dominance. Tom Aspinall knows Ciryl Gane is an elite striker, one of the most technically gifted heavyweights in the game, but he's also aware that Gane struggles when the fight goes to the ground. And that's exactly where Aspinall plans to break him down.
Just an unfair comparison, right? When we talk about pressure versus pressure, everybody's under tremendous pressure. But I guess when you kind of look at it from not just pressure, but potential legacy and career and what's on the line, I think it's hard to not go with Tom Aspinall because the heavyweight division is on the line. If Gane goes in and beats him, no disrespect to Gane, love the guy, the heavyweight division loses a lot of respect. Even if Tom goes out there and it's a close fight, or he gets dropped and then has to come back or something, like, the heavyweight division has so little respect right now, probably deservedly so, I think. You know, with Gane getting his 3rd title shot in a couple years, like, Tom has to show that he is the heavyweight division. You know, he has to prove that to the world. Like, I am, you know, the heavyweight division's not just shit, but like, I'm so good that the heavyweight division is shit, right? This is kind of his thing that he has to go out there and prove to the world. And if he goes out there and loses to Gane, you know, the division already is not respected. That brings Tom down significantly, I think, right? And of course, you know, the potential Jon Jones fight, which is whatever, who knows, right? Like, how he beats Gane, assuming he does, may play a factor too. Like, if it turns out to be a close fight, again, Jon's going to be on his phone with Twitter open watching this fight, like, just waiting for Tom to fuck up and get dropped, get late kicked and limping a little bit, or, you know what I mean? Jon can't wait for that moment.
You know, there's the guys who I've trained with, from my experience, who in the gym are absolute world beaters, and they'll get in a fight and they'll just freeze up, and it doesn't work like it does in the gym. They fight way worse. And there's other guys like myself anytime there's pressure on me, that's when I've done my most devastating performances. Oh, talk's just talk to me, right? It doesn't matter. Like, at the end of the day, we're both going to take our shirts off, get a pair of gloves on, and go in there and see who wins on October 25th. So it's not really going to change anything, to be honest.
Tom Aspinall is the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. What's the first step for him?
You give him the one contender, Ciryl Gane. Ciryl Gane is somebody that's a big heavyweight, that's very agile. I don't think Tom Aspinall gets rid of him right away like he has with other people. And I think that'll be a big indication if Jon Jones wants to come back and reclaim that bout once again.
I think you're absolutely right. Fight that makes sense. Tom Aspinall, Ciryl Gane. Let's make that happen. Ciryl Gane is, people forget how fantastic he is. A guy that can kind of float around the octagon, touch you, kick you, hit you with elbow. He's just a complete game. But man, Tom's movement, his boxing, speed, and his power. It's very, very difficult to doubt this man anymore.
Aspinall versus Gane is a massive transitional fight for the heavyweight division. What happens after it? I liked the idea of Alex versus Tom right now. You want to know what another interesting fight is? Alex versus Ciryl. Alex is not going to beat Uncle Aya, but we got Alex to light heavyweight in the first place by getting him beat. I believe Alex is in that spot right now. I'm bringing all of this to your attention because right now there's one thing for Jon Jones to do, and that is Tom Aspinall. Regardless of what happens between Ciryl and Tom, if Alex were to move up and beat them, you've now created an opportunity for Alex versus Jon, and that does work. Jon versus Tom is the fight, but Alex versus Jon is the next.
Fans and analysts agree that if Aspinall manages to take Gane down early, the fight could end in a hurry. But even in the stand-up exchanges, Tom's incredible speed, timing, and composure make him one of the most dangerous finishers in the heavyweight division. Joe Rogan has even described Aspinall as one of the most naturally talented heavyweights ever, amazed by how a man of his size moves with the agility of a middleweight. His sharp footwork, high fight IQ, and mastery of distance control make him a nightmare matchup for anyone who steps into the cage with him.
Most of them, and he's beat them in style, and he's knocked them all out. Curtis Blades, Sergey Pavlovich, Alexander Volkov, whoever they are, he's beaten them all up. But Ciryl Gane is a little bit different. Now, of course, Jon Jones beat Ciryl Gane in quick fashion, took him down in the first round, submitted him with a front choke. But Ciryl Gane is the same as Tom Aspinall in terms of athletic ability. When I say that Tom Aspinall is a heavyweight George St. Pierre, that kind of goes to Ciryl Gane as well. The man's gigantic. He's very quick. He's agile. He's light on his feet. He could run any sport on the planet. And he's almost like George St. Pierre and Tom Aspinall in the fact that he's got all those athletic attributes and qualities, but he doesn't have the grappling. That's what cost him against Jon Jones. And that's probably what's going to cost him against Tom Aspinall. You never know. He could clip him. This is a dangerous fight. This is heavyweight MMA. But Tom Aspinall can grapple. We've seen him take people down. He's done jiu-jitsu since he was about 15 years old. His dad is going to be on his case, and that's an absolute fact. Saying, hey, you're not messing with this guy. Take him down. Show him what you can do. Show the world your grappling capability. Remember, Ciryl Gane turned Francis Ngannou into a wrestler, okay? So he's a very, very credible threat on the feet. But of course, I do fancy Tom Aspinall.
Disputed heavyweight champion of the world, the pride of Wigan, the one and only Tommy Aspinall, Tommy Aspinall, na. Tommy Aspinall, Tommy, defending his undisputed gold, technically for the very first time against the pride of France, the French prince himself, Bon Gamin himself, the one and only Ciryl Gane. These two have been going back and forth for the better part of 2, maybe 3 years. Well, this was the fight that we all thought was going to happen in Tom's official first title defense, and so it is in fact going to happen. Tom wanted to fight in Abu Dhabi. That was the sense that we got when he became undisputed champion. He didn't want to wait for New York. Let's be honest, the tax is a little better over there in Abu Dhabi compared to New York for an Englishman, for anyone, if we're being 100% honest. And so he wanted to be active. He wanted to fight in October. He wanted to fight in Abu Dhabi. It's closer to home, and so they oblige. And you'll recall a few weeks ago I said, it's looking like Magomed and Alex, October 4th. It's looking like Tom versus Ciryl, October 25th. And it's looking like JDM versus Islam in New York. That would be the next pay-per-view. Now, that hasn't been officially announced. That hasn't been signed, sealed, and delivered. But at this point, I would be surprised, considering how the chips just fell earlier today. I would be surprised if it doesn't play out that way.
I believe so too, but I think he's got some big ones. There's a couple big ones. So right now, let's talk about it. Tom Aspinall, champ. Obviously, I think they're going to do him and Ciryl Gane, right? He's
That's
number
a
one.
big fight right there off
Right?
the top.
Well, honestly, any fight that is announced with Tom Aspinall right now is going to be huge, just because of everything that's going on. I think that's a big part of it, right?
That's already a sick fight card. Obviously, with Tom Aspinall and Ciryl Gane, Jalton Almeida and Volkov being the co-main event, if they are, just being on the fight card, they're going to be a backup fighter if anything happens to the main event. What's your thoughts on Volkov versus Gane? Sorry, Aspinall versus Gane.
I mean, I think it's the next best thing that we could get right now with Jon Jones not being able to do it and stepping away. And I think it's going to be interesting to see what Tom's plan is going to be, because I think on the feet, they're pretty evenly matched. I think it could be fun on the feet, but I think there's definitely a huge advantage for Aspinall when it comes to the wrestling and the grappling. And I think he'd be silly to not at least attempt to make it a bit of a grappling match and try to get the ground and pound, take him down. And we'll see. If he can defend takedowns, it could be a lot of fun, but if not, I think Tom can make some quick work, but there's a lot of pressure on Tom, man. We were talking about it on the pre-show this weekend that, you didn't get the Jones fight. You waited all this time, and now you've got to fight somebody else. And it's always tough because you want to win that one to really prove to everybody that, yeah, you are that guy. You are the great. You are the best. You're the reason Jon didn't want to take this fight, blah, blah, blah. If you go and lose that one, you just...
Yeah. Well, we haven't had guests on for a little bit because I've just been all over the place and very, very busy and all the rest of it. So I'll reach out to Tom and see if we can get him on next week, and we'll start getting some guests on again. Tom isn't the type of guy that talks shit usually, but he did do a video where he was talking a little bit of shit about Ciryl Gane, saying that he wanted to fight.
Dana White has also shown huge respect for Aspinall's professionalism, noting that no one else in the heavyweight division trains with the same level of intelligence, focus, and consistency that Tom brings every single day.
Defended your interim title once already. Do you feel like this is your second title defense, or is the interim belt and the actual belt different for you?
To be honest, I don't really care about belts and stuff. I just care about my next fight. Cyryl's my next fight. He's the guy I'm focused on. This fight's been simmering for a long time. Do you know what I mean? We both got in the UFC around the same time. We've been talking about this fight for a long time, so I'm just ready to fight this guy already and take him out.
I interviewed Tom Aspinall. He wants to fight Jon Jones. He thinks he'll beat Jon Jones.
Yes, he does. I love that. And a young, aggressive, talented heavyweight. He actually wants to fight all the best. The problem in this business is you have guys that say a lot of things publicly, but behind the curtains don't mean it. Tom Aspinall is not that guy. Tom Aspinall wants to fight all the best in the world.
If Tom Aspinall loses to Ciryl Gane, the heavyweight division is absolutely cooked. The heavyweight division in the UFC is already hanging on by thin ice at the moment. Legitimately, the only good fight that's interesting that I'm actually excited for in this division is Tom Aspinall versus Ciryl Gane. Everyone is already expecting Tom Aspinall to beat Ciryl Gane, but what if he doesn't? We all built up this image of Tom Aspinall as the only person that could defeat Jon Jones. Gun to your head right now, name 10 heavyweight UFC fighters. If you're like me, you probably only got to 5. It's just not a marketable division right now, and the stakes for Tom Aspinall in this fight are just so extremely high because he has so much hype going for him right now. And if Ciryl Gane beats Tom Aspinall, I am not ready for the absolute Twitter rant that Jon Jones is going to have. I do not want Jon Jones to be validated like this. None of us do. You just know he's going to have the biggest I told you so moment if Tom does lose.
Aspinall, the guy who just won the interim title, he's phenomenal. And he is, again, the next advancement of the evolution of the sport.
How so?
Well, because he can do everything. That guy's got elite jiu-jitsu. He's got elite takedowns. His striking is outstanding. I mean, he knocked out Sergey, who's the scariest fucking striker in all of MMA.
Yeah.
And he knocked him out in the first round. And the way he did it was just picture perfect. And he did it with a fucked up back. He fucked his back up and wasn't able to train. He only got the fight call 2 weeks before the event.
I was just going to say, right?
Yeah.
Like
he couldn't train.
He couldn't train.
He just went out there and fought. I knew Aspinall was going to have a speed advantage because he's faster than any heavyweight.
Yeah.
And that's something that his coach drilled into him when he was young.
Speed.
Like, be fast. Like, you got to be fast. That's what's going to separate you from everybody else.
Speed kills.
Speed. And he's a giant dude, 260 plus pounds, but he moves like a fast young guy. Yeah. And he's also just so well-rounded. And he's just beginning.
Yeah.
I mean, that was really the first.
What's fueling Aspinall this time goes far beyond just another fight. It's pure frustration. A year of waiting, non-stop questions about Jon Jones, behind-the-scenes politics, and endless delays have all pushed him to a point where he's no longer simply chasing a win.
Jones scared to fight you.
Yes. absolutely. I mean, the thing with Jon is conning the public, man.
Whoa. And Logan Paul, it's his favorite fighter.
Yeah. Oh, is it really?
Well,
listen.
I mean, he's definitely top three. He's definitely top three.
Absolutely. I'm not disputing that he's an amazing fighter. I think the fact that he didn't want to fight Ngannou for 3 years, and now he's not wanting to fight me for over a year, and the way he manipulates the media and the public, he's super smart. I'm not taking anything away from him. But do I think he's scared to take the tough fights at this stage in his career? Absolutely.
Can you understand that?
Absolutely. Yeah, I can.
You can empathize with that?
I respect it. But if you're going to ask me the straight up question, is Jon Jones afraid to fight me? The honest answer would be yes.
Well, is regardless of that and that fear, because clearly he's overcome it at times in the past. Is that fight fucking happening?
I cannot say or deny.
Speak to you without mentioning Jon Jones. Has he retired? What's going on? Is it something that you're still interested in? Obviously, everyone wants to see that fight happen at some point.
You better ask him. I've no idea. I thought that we were going to make it happen, but it didn't end up materializing, and that is nothing to do with me. I was in from the beginning. So.
Exactly. And you said you wanted to retire him. Well, technically he's retired, but not in the way you wanted, I'm sure.
Yeah, I would have liked to have fought him, but it's not looking like that's going to be possible. So we move on.
On to the next one.
On to
Ciryl Gane.
Yep.
What do you think about DC saying he would have already fought Tom?
Should I move the I don't think much about it, but I really do want to fight Tom Aspinall. I just want to meet him here at Dirty Boxing.
So he has to come to a Dirty Boxing event for him to get the fight.
We'll fight here at Dirty Boxing.
You'll fight at Dirty Boxing. I like that. All right, Tom.
You've announced this White House UFC fight. Can we expect to see you on the card?
I can't promise anyone anything, but I have a very strong feeling that I'll be on that card. It's going to be historic.
But who would you take on? Who would be your dream opponent?
I would want to take on whoever's holding the belt at the end of the year.
Any possible names you think?
Well, I mean, as of right now, the champion is Tom Aspinall, but we'll see who's the champion at the end of the year. It'd be only fitting to have an American guy fight for the championship that night. I'd be willing to put it all on.
He isn't just looking for a win, he's out for destruction. Tom Aspinall wants to remind the world who the real threat in the heavyweight division is. Ciryl Gane, on the other hand, knows all about high-pressure moments. He's shared the cage with the best, fought for the undisputed title, and proven time and again that he can stay composed when things get tough. But this time feels different. This is a version of Tom Aspinall who's angry, laser-focused, and determined to dominate. He's not just stepping in to compete. He's here to send a message to everyone, from Jon Jones to Alex Pereira, that a new era of heavyweight MMA has arrived. This isn't just another fight. It's Aspinall's moment to silence the critics, erase every doubt, and prove that he's not only the champion, he is the future of the division.
What do you make of Tom Aspinall?
I think he's awesome. I think he should go on and have a wonderful career.
Do you think that he needs you?
No, I think he needs me. I think he's not in a position. It's just the truth. Because if I whoop his, it's going to be the next guy. There's going to be a whole new fan base of somebody who everybody believes in. I've done this my whole adult life. When you want something bad enough, and if you get it, it could be the worst thing that could ever happen to you.
What would it take to fight Tom Aspinall?
I'll see you guys.
I wanted to fight Jon Jones. I realize you'll find a couple of people that said it. I don't believe them. I don't believe those people. Now, Jon Jones, for a large period of his career, if you were to go to something such as Google and just see, has anybody called out Jon Jones? All right, fair enough, you'll find some yeses, but we can also then quickly understand that had to do with world championships. That had to do with main events, that had to do with paydays. There was a lot of things that you packaged that you actually wanted, that you named Jon Jones. The one piece of the deal you actually didn't want was to fight Jon Jones. So I'm just telling you, I think that Alex Pierre might be the first person to ever call out Jon Jones. Where I actually think they want to fight Jon. This isn't about a main event. This isn't about Madison Square Garden.
No, but listen, from our perspective, that's what happened genuinely.
Oh, listen, I swear to God, I'm the agent. And I was asking a journalist from Arena when you're talking, talk with Enter, talk with Dana. Never they has mentioned your name or any fan before Manchester. That's the first time July.
But you have to understand, for us, they did mention Cyryl's name before. Maybe not to you, but to us.
where no. Mention is like, do you want to fight him? They never even mentioned to me. I swear. Like, I can talk with any one of them.
I believe
so,
it.
so Ciryl was like, this is. I don't understand.
No,
because this
I
guy
got it.
looks so good with me.
I'm only saying
and now I don't understand what's
but from my perspective, it's the truth. From your perspective, it might be different.
Okay.
But I'm just saying my truth. I would never make it up and be like, oh, he's a pussy or whatever. I wouldn't do that. I'm saying the truth from our perspective.
Now it makes sense for me.
Yeah, of course. I'm never going to start making up some lies. But from our perspective, we got offered it before Manchester, and then again in Manchester, and that's what I know.
Don't worry about it. This is like you. You like to fight.
Yes.
I mean,
we love it. We're going to fight, and it's going to be good.
I told you he's
Cyryl's a good guy. I wouldn't say it for no reason.
Yeah.
We're here to fight, man. We're going to fight, and it's going to be good. But I didn't want you thinking like I just made it up to say something to the media or make it out like you guys look bad. That's genuinely what happened for us. So we're just saying the truth.
I believe you guys.
You're telling joking. I saw neck tattoos.
For Ciryl Gane, this could be his final opportunity to prove he truly belongs among the heavyweight elite. Tom Aspinall has reached his limit. The waiting is over, and he's ready to unleash everything he's held back. When that cage door shuts, Gane could find himself facing a storm unlike anything the heavyweight division has ever seen, and surviving it might be impossible.